Now on YouTube, it's time for some alternative commentary action with the Commentary Hub.
There's headed by Marina, and it's 2-1 to Arsenal.
Look for that point! Goal for Manchester City!
Takes this corner, whips it in, it's headed and it's a goal, and it's that man, Gabriel.
Liverpool have equalised. Lovely improvisational touch from Curtis Jones.
Oh, what a goal! Wow, take it out! Good afternoon and welcome along to the commentators' coverage of this big Premier League encounter. Top of the table, Arsenal take on Manchester United in the Premier League today, looking to extend their lead at the top of the table. We'll go through the results of the earlier matches at half time. We're going to go through all the scores from the weekend's games as well. I'm your match commentator as well as Matchday presenter, Russ Vernon, stepping in at the last minute due to the illness of our main man who's doing the producing. So fair play to him. Paul, who's doing the producing today, so the commentary, so I've stepped in, which is all good to do this game. So let's take a look then at the two sides, starting off with Arsenal, who line up like this, managed by Mikel Arteta. It's David Raya in goal. The back four then for Arsenal, which will look like this is Piero Nketiah, Gabriel, William Saliba, and Yuri Timber across the back for Arsenal. Midfield then of Declan Rice, Martin Zubimendi and Martin Odegaard, the captain, in the three-man midfield. Leading the line then is Leandro Trossard. Gabriel Jesus makes his first start in quite a while for Arsenal today, and Bukayo Saka completes the front line for the Gunners today. The bench then, Kepa, Mascara, White, Eze, Martinelli, Gyökeres, Madueke, Moreno and Lewis Skelly. Then as for Manchester United, managed in the interim head coach till the end of the season of Michael Carrick, lines with Sidney Lemens in between the sticks. It's a back four then of Luke Shaw, Lisandro Martinez and Harry Maguire. Diego Dallo plays a right back. Kobe Mino and Casemiro in front of the back four in a two-man defensive midfield. Mino's second start in a row under Michael Carrick for Manchester United. On the left is Patrick Dorgu playing a bit further up in his normal left-back box. Bruno Fernandes and Ahmad plays with him in the three behind the lone striker of Brian Mbeumo. On the bench, Bendia, Mazraoui, Mount, Cunha, Malacia, Yoro, Ugarte, Evan and Benjamin Sesko. Today's referee then is Craig Pawson, assisted by Lee Betts and Matt Wilkes. Tom Bramall, the fourth official, and in VAR we've got Paul Tini and Dan Robertson. Let's take a look then at the goalkeeper statistics. As you can see there, 22 games played, therefore David Raya 20 for Sidney Lemens, 14 goals conceded and 25 for Lemens, respectively, as you can see there. 0.64 goals against average for David Raya, 1.25 for Sidney Lemens, 6.96 save percentage in the 11 clean sheets for David Raya, 6.52 for Sidney Lemens there as well. Let's take a look at the head-to-head then at the kick-off. As we get ready for the head-to-head, as you can see there, Manchester United with more wins than Arsenal. One last minute score there, 1-0. On head-to-head win streak, 4-1 in favour of Manchester United. An XG 35.8 for Arsenal, 37.7 for Manchester United. All said then, ready to go ahead and kick off in what's going to be a big game in the Premier League today. What a big game this is going to be. Arsenal against Manchester United at the Emirates Stadium. 4:30 kick-off, and it's live here on the TCHub. As the game gets underway then with Bruno Fernandes knocking it all the way back to Sidney Lemens as he sends this ball long down for looking for Patrick Dorgu and Manchester United in their black shirts, black shorts and yellow socks for Manchester United. Arsenal in their traditional colours of red and white. Red shirts and the white shirts with white on the sleeves, white shorts and red socks. As it is Martinez who turns away and plays the ball in towards the for Brian Mbeumo to chase after. Headed away there, and then Nketiah clears it away after the terrific header away by Gabriel Magalhaes, who's bad there doing the defending for Arsenal there. And you can see good bit of early defending from Arsenal, which is what you'd like to see in this sort of game. And it's going to be a big game today for Michael Carrick. Second game in interim charge for Manchester United, winning his first game against their bitter rivals Manchester City last week. And he'll be hoping to follow it up with a victory here at table-topping Arsenal. As Nkapie wins it, gets another throw through Arsenal, which they find on that far side. Because there's the aforementioned Michael Carrick, used to be a player here, was interim charge a bit ago as well in the Manchester United dugout. Back now after a spell as manager of Middlesbrough. Championship is Arsenal trying to come forward. It's down the left-hand side for Leandro Trossard up against Diogo Dalot, who's holding on to him. Good bit of play from Leandro Trossard. And Dalot does well to force him back into Gabriel Magalhaes, who can just control possession and find William Saliba to Jurrien Timber. And he can get the ball forward down this right-hand side for Bukayo Saka, the England international, who's in being in fine form through also being one of the standout players, in my opinion, for the Gunners this season. Here is Zubimendi back to Saliba, who takes a touch and drops it back to David Raya in between the six for Arsenal today as he finds Saliba again. Saliba will look to come forward and he's not bad there well. And you can see this ball being played around well by Arsenal as they try and build out from the back of the ball. He's played through for Gabriel Jesus, and Lisandro Martinez wins the ball back well off the Brazilian. And good piece of defending there from the Manchester United centre-back who partners Harry Maguire today. As you can see the scores from the weekend going across the bottom of your screen there. And it's going to be a good game today. What a game this will be for Gabriel Jesus' first start since January 2025. He'll be looking to get a goal in that first start there as well. And you can see on the screen as well the team form in what's going to be a big game here today. Can Manchester United beat Arsenal and get 2 wins out of 2 for Michael Carrick, or will the Gunners prove to be too strong and fire themselves further clear in the Premier League title race as we get ready to bring you what's going to be a big game here at the Emirates Stadium as Odegaard will look to come forward for Arsenal. There's a wonderful ball out wide to the left-hand side for Nkapie. Back to Trossard. Trossard takes a touch and finds Zubimendi, who's got Saliba to his right, but he goes back to Trossard. Trossard's cross is blocked by Casemiro, who's going to be leaving Manchester United at the end of this season. It was confirmed in the week that. And he's probably going to be a big miss to the Premier League unless he goes to another Premier League side, but a big miss to this Manchester United side anyways. Done well when he's played as Casemiro. As now Manchester United are trying to form a wall to stop Arsenal getting through, and that ball pass from Odegaard is picked off there well and is claimed in the end by Senil Menz, who's in the pink shirt today in the Manchester United goal. As Mikel Arteta chats to his assistant there and then goes out towards his technical area to bark out some instructions. 8 out of 12 wins as a Premier League manager against Manchester United for Mikel Arteta. We're looking to making 9 out of 13 with a victory here tonight, or this afternoon, or this morning, depending where you are tuned in to us from here on the commentary. Russ Vernon will guide you. He's going to be guiding you through the action today. I'm Russ Vernon as well, and I'm the one guiding you through the action as we watch this big Premier League encounters. Ahmad is challenged there well by Nkapie and he's out of play for a throw-in there. It remains 0-0 here. If you just tune us into the coverage today, we'll bring you up to date with the scores from the earlier games, as you can see going across the whole of your screen as well, but we'll go through those at half time. There's one final game in the Premier League tomorrow, which will be Everton against Leeds United. Unfortunately, nobody available here on the commentary to bring you that game tomorrow, but we'll tell you where you could listen to it if you want to, if you're a Leeds United fan. On LUTV is the best place to listen to it for a Leeds United fan, with in-house commentary from Brinlaw, formerly of Sky, alongside Leeds legend Tony DeRigo. is one of probably the best places to listen to it. If you've got a subscription, that is. Or if you're in the Yorkshire region, on Freeview 711 with local radio, Alan Pope, commentator for local radio on Leeds United, but a big Everton fan, so Alan Pope derby along with the Glenmacavell derby tomorrow, as here comes Bukayo Saka for Arsenal even now. It was Julian Timber, but he's put too much on my ball as Bukayo Saka, and Casemiro back there defending well, puts it out of play. So as we watch this game unfolding in the Premier League, and it remains Arsenal 0, Manchester United 0 early on here. In what's going to be a big game today in the Premier League, as we keep you bang up to date with this action here today, and we'll keep you up to date. We have got some news coming out of the Championship, and there was in the Premier League last season, Leicester City got relegated to the Championship, you may remember. The manager was set at the end of last season, and then this afternoon, Martin Fuentes, who came in after leaving QPR, has been sacked by the Foxes this afternoon. So there's some breaking news for you from the world of the Championship. There was a Championship game earlier on today, which I managed to catch my eyes over. Portsmouth against Southampton. Tell you the score from that later. Here's Trossard for Arsenal, just keeping all the possession well, Leandro Trossard. He loses out as it goes back here to Zubimendi. How wide it goes now? Can Arsenal just keep all the possessions? Declan Rice with the ball into Zubimendi, who can control it here well. Zubimendi controls into Saliba. And now across to Gabriel Magalhaes, who can take charge of possession for Arsenal. Mike Son says, come on, you guys, good big afternoon to you, Mike. Stepped in the last moment, is always unwell, but he is kindly said he would swap roles with us, which is very good. But I'll be able to bring you this game. Hopefully I can bring you an Arsenal win, my friend. And then the other Arsenal fans out there, if you're a Man United fan, hopefully I can bring you a result for your side, if that's what you're looking for. As a neutral, I'm hoping for a good game with no VAR controversy involved. Here is Gabriel for Arsenal, plays it into Declan Rice. Rice chips ball towards his right hand side, looking for Bukayo Saka. He keeps the ball in play, just Bukayo Saka brilliantly. Into the penalty area now, it's crossing blood by Kobe Mainoo, who was bad there, defending well there as this game unfolds here today. As we watch this ball come forward, here's Saka to the penalty area. Wonderful bit of play from Bukayo Saka, defending, and for the corner kick to Arsenal. Good bit of play this as we watch this game unfold. Saka did well down there. Dog will go back at him and he hit it off with Luke Shaw and gets Arsenal a corner on their right hand side as he was kicked there by Dog. Had he gone down, I think he may have got a free kick. But good play there from Saka, who can keep him on his feet, which is something you like to see here. Set piece scores, Arsenal 14, Man United 13, Chelsea, Leeds and Spurs with 12 there. And also making goal number 15 from set pieces. As you know, the set piece FC Arsenal in the last few games is shot over the top after heading out to Trossard. His eye wide. And also handsome as he comes down from the night sky there. All the afternoon sky, should I say. Casemiro and Maguire going each other's ways, heading it out to Trossard, giving 9-5 to each other. Approaching the 10th minute mark in this game, is still goalless. No real chances in terms of shots on target but for either side as of yet. As the men's goes long with the kick downfield, is Saka keep the ball away into Kobe Mainoo. Mainoo controls well. And here is Gabriel Jesus. Down the line he goes to Bukayo Saka. Saka infield away from Dorgan. Into Jesus, who controls well. Gabriel Jesus gets it out wide to the left hand side in Capier. Now it's Leandro Trossard who wants it. And gets it up against Diogo Dalot. Takes on Diogo Dalot. Gets across. In with blocked by Diogo Dalot behind for a corner. And this is Good play this from Arsenal. Down the left-hand side by Trossard. Winning a corner. That's another corner on that left-hand side for Arsenal. And they look to power men forward into the penalty area. Zubimendi, Saliba, and Capier, Jesus, Timber. All of this back post. Saliba in the middle with Gabriel. Odegaard on the edge of the box is Declan Rice across to take it from that left-hand side. Gabriel's around about the penalty spot. There's Saka, Trossard, Odegaard on the edge. Saliba on the goal line with Timber. There's a ball breaks in towards the penalty edge of the box for Saka. He brings it down and strikes, which is blocked, and Buemo goes down. Referee says play on. No foul there on Bryan Buemo. It comes back to Bukayo Saka. Infield it goes to Odegaard. Odegaard's cross is charged down by Casemiro. And Kobe Mino can win the ball away from Manchester United. Ahmad sends the ball down the line looking for Bryan Buemo's former side Brentford lost earlier today to Nottingham Forest by 2-0. And Nottingham Forest did play really well today, to be fair. There's also the free kick foul on Leandro Trossard by Casemiro there, and that's a good defensive tackle, stopping Arsenal from breaking away there. And for me, sometimes you see those sort of challenges get penalised with bookings, but not on this occasion. Here is Declan Rice in possession, just over halfway away from Bruno Fernandes. And also just keep hold of possession. Successful passes in the final third, 22-0 for Arsenal so far. Not the scoreline, but the successful passes in the final third as we bring you this game today as we watch it. And as you can see, these match statistics there on the screen for the Premier League today between Manchester United and Arsenal. And the ball is over the top as Saka tries to go in and it goes through into the arms there of Sonny Lemens inside the Manchester United goals. All in pink, as I mentioned. If you only just joined us, we're towards 13 minutes gone. It's still 0-0. Just a recap of the two benches, if you're late joining us to the party this afternoon. For Arsenal, they've got Kepa, Mosquera, White, Eze, Martinelli, Gyökeres, Madueke, Moreno, Luis Skelly. The break off as Manchester United look to come forward with Martinez. Arsenal have had 6 wins out of the last 7 games between the two sides here in the Emirates. 1 win, 1 draw as well. No wins for Manchester United. As their bench is Bayinda, Mazraoui, Mount, Cunha, Malacia, Yoro, Ugarte, Evan and Sheshko. Craig Pawson is the man in the middle today. And he'll be hoping for a quiet game, as will those in VAR. And we're hoping for no controversy today. So basically there was a controversy in the Man City Wolves game yesterday where the referee, Farid Alam, first Premier League game as a referee, didn't award City a penalty in that game yesterday. VAR told him to check it on the monitor, said they thought he made a clear and obvious mistake. Break off as Rice comes forward for Arsenal into the penalty area, into Saliba, back to Declan Rice, who shot his ball by Martinez. Manchester United with Fernandes look together all the way from Mino, back to Fernandes again. Down the line to Dogo, as Dogo is pushed over there. The referee says yes, free kick to Manchester United. And going back to the Man City game, he said no penalty, reviewed it, said a clear and obvious mistake, looked at it and stuck by his decision. Working, I think as well from having seen it, there was a spot on decision as well there, as that was a fantastic block there from Declan Rice's shot as he was pulled back to him by William Saliba, while Alexandro Martinez there was received and also came close there to breaking the deadlock in the opening 15 minutes of this game. But not many referees these days, if VAR tell them to go and look, stick by their correct decision. That's why I'm bringing that one up by Farid Alam yesterday, who did really, really well. And I must say, in the games I've seen him referee, he's done absolutely brilliantly. Here's Declan Rice for Arsenal. Here's Bukayo Saka. Just over halfway line, running towards our left-hand side. Gets it to Nkapie. Back he goes to Trossard. Advantage is played by the referee Craig Pawson. Zubimendi. Trossard again. Back to Zubimendi once more. Now William Saliba. Down the line it goes into the path there of Yuri and Timber. Down the line it goes here well into the path of Bukayo Saka. Odegaard once more. Infield to Gabriel. Now Saliba. Now Odegaard. Back he goes to Saliba. Zubimendi. Gabriel again. Good free from Gabriel into the path there of Declan Rice. Zubimendi once more. Rice has it again. Now here's Gabriel, who's just skipping all the possession through Arsenal into William Saliba. And now here's Declan Rice on possession. And now Saliba. A bit of play now. William Saliba into Gabriel Jesus. Down the line towards Timber and Saka. Neither could get there. Odegaard nips in against Dogo and wins it back for Saka. Saka's got Timber outside of him. He's brought down easy by Dogo. The referee says yes. He had to think about it there, Craig Pawson. And then he blows his whistle and gives it. For me, I'm not sure about this one. Let's have a look at it again from this angle. There's not much contact there. But he doesn't get the ball, so I can see why the referee is giving it. In my opinion. Good to have you with us, Mike. Thank you for listening, Mike. Really do appreciate it. And hopefully you're doing okay, my friend, as we watch this game unfold. Declan Rice will stand over this as they look to deliver the ball into the penalty area. Rice delivers his cross into the penalty. And then on goal and a wonderful save there to deny. I think that was Zubimendi in there. Whoever the enemy was. But good save from Cindy Lamens. And I believe a free kick has been given. Wonderful save from Lamens, but free kick has been given in the end there. And in fact, it's actually gone out for a corner. It looked like free kick could be given because Zubimendi looked towards the referees to complain. But corner has been given in the end. Here is Bukayo Saka. Moves the ball into the penalty, flicked on and cleared away by Manchester United, and Fernandes helps it clear. Ahmad chases down with Declan Rice is there, and he does well to keep the ball in play, does he? No, he just ran out of play. And that's a good bit of defensive work there as we watch this game unfold, as we see a shot there. Michael Carrick beat Arsenal 3-2 in the previous spell in interim charge in December 2021. But right now, it's been a good start to his second tenure as interim boss for Manchester United. The win last week against bitter rivals Manchester City in a game where Manchester United should have and probably could have won it by more than just the 2 goals that they did win it by. And the man who's playing today, Diego Dallo, was looking up to see Reading in that one and be suspended for today's game. Some controversial decisions last week. Hopefully we don't have one as big as that this week. As David Raya sends the ball long down for this, all in green today, David Raya. In case you're wondering, what the kitty's gone is. Odegaard charging forward. He's got Saka out wide of him and he's got him on this right hand side against Luke Shaw. The two England internationals go up against each other. Wonderful play from Saka and wins this side of corner. Good bit of play there. Good call. Play from Arsenal this opening 20 minutes, still goalless. If you're just joining us this afternoon, as we keep you up to date in this Premier League encounter, Jesus. Zubimendi and Nkapie out the back post. Gabriel towards the centre. The penalty spot, leader in there too, near the goalkeeper. He comes in now, and then just wide from Gabriel in the end. Also looking for another corner, but he goes down for a goal kick. And he remains Arsenal 0, Manchester United 0. Should be a good game yet today as we watch this game unfold. Martinez goes back to Senny Lamens as Lamens just sends it forward here into Kirby Manu. Manu will look to charge forward here. Out wide to Luke Shaw. Shaw does well. Good bit of play from Luke Shaw. And he brings this ball coming forward. It remains 0-0 between Arsenal and Manchester United. If you're just tuning into us here on the commentary of Russ Vernon, your man guiding you through the action as we watch this game unfold today. As Martinez drops it back to Harry Maguire, who's back in the side since Carrick took over. Was not inside under Ruben Amorim. Even Dan Fletcher I don't think Dan Fletcher even picked him either. Back in the side last week, and good performance from him as well. And you've got to say that it has been a very good start by Manchester United in this game, keeping Arsenal to 0 so far and defending the corner as well, because not only Arsenal are good at set pieces. Here is Kobe Manu. Gets the ball out wide to Dallo, into Casemiro. Back to Manu. Good bit of play this as Manchester United keep hold of. There's a shot comes in, it's blocked. Plays for Luke Shaw. Out wide to Dog going towards the penalty area. It is cleared away as they look to come forward. He goes down. The referee says play on. Shot is blocked and cleared away. Here's Gabriel Jesus who can chomp clear here now. And will he go out of play? The referee says no. The way play on. A bit of movement here as we watch this game unfold. It's Manchester United in possession. 23 minutes on the clock. And so far, been a good game. No real good chances from open play. Also, of course, we have a couple of we've been headed from a free kick from Martin Zubimendi after a Declan Rice ball in. It's the closest either of these two sides have come, and nothing really from open play to get your teeth into and shout about us. The ball looking forward towards Brian and Buemo from Bruno Fernandes is poor and is picked up by David Raya, who gets Arsenal on the way forward fairly quickly as Julian Timber gets it out wide there to Bukayo Saka. Saka gets it back towards Timber, can't take it in his stride down there, and then he pushes over his man there, Casemiro, and concedes a free kick, which in my opinion was a very cheap free kick to give away. It remains Arsenal 0, Manchester United 0 in the Premier League if you're just joining us. Russ Vernon guiding you through the action. Here's Kobe Manu, back it goes there into the path of Harry Maguire. Across now to that far side, and Dallo back across the back line for Martinez. And Martinez has been forced to go back to his goalkeeper, Lamens, who takes the touch and then clears away after being put under pressure by Odegaard. Dallo from Embuemo's Van Casemiro is also winning back through Jesus, and then they give the ball away but then get it back. Just played a neat 1-2 there with Casemiro, and now he's back with William Saliba. It remains 0-0 if you're just joining us, and now towards that far side is also just keep hold of possession, knocking all the way back to their goalkeeper David Raya, who finds Declan Rice. How wide it goes on that far side. Arsenal come forward with Nkapie. He got trusted on the outside. Goes inside to Declan Rice. Rice keeping all the possession for Arsenal and controlling this game. He's dictating the tempo for Arsenal. Is Declan Rice, in my opinion, so far. Is making sure Arsenal can get through. Man United can't get through and creating opportunities for Arsenal, but his poor ball this time has been picked off, and Man United have it back now with Martinez into Casemiro, who finds Harry Maguire, and Manchester United can come forward. towards halfway. Goes to Dallow. Just a few rows back as he approaches the centre circle, gives Maguire. Now got Bowen Martinez who can look to come forward. Odegaard will go towards him, try and close him down. Saka there too. Goes to close down Luke Shaw. Odegaard on Martinez. You've got Jesus on Maguire. You've got Trossard on Dallow. Gabriel on Embuemo. Dallow there. There's a man down for Arsenal. It's Trossard. Slowly getting back to his feet now. There's Dallow with possession. Down the line to Embuemo, close to the mark by Gabriel. Holds on to Gabriel's shirt to get away from him. And it's Casemiro now. Casemiro controlling the tempo for Manchester United when they're in possession. It's Odegaard now from Fernandez's pass. Back into Fernandez once more, and Odegaard drops it back here now to Sandro Martinez. Martinez gets it back to Patrick Odegaard, who drops it back here now to Sonny Lamens outside of his penalty area. Goes right-footed down the line looking for the win of Bruno Fernandes up against William Saliba. It's the back of Saliba, only as far as Fernandez with a Declan Rice. Fantastic play. Bites back in to get the ball back. As much as Odegaard was looking to turn and get onto the ball, Declan Rice in there, willingly to defend that situation there for Arsenal. 27 minutes on the clock here. It's still goalless between the two sides. Here's Martin Zubimendi taking control over possession as he looks to get the ball out wide from Zubimendi to the far side there. He's dropped back by Saliba, but by Gabriel to Raya. We've got Saliba on one side, Gabriel the other, and Zubimendi just in front to play to. Zubimendi moves towards our left hand side and gets in between the two centre backs, and now finds William Saliba, as also sometimes play with the back field with Zubimendi dropping in with the two centre backs, Saliba and Gabriel splitting. Here is Odegaard and Declan Rice. When that happens, Odegaard and Declan Rice as a two-man midfield. Here is Zubimendi now, slotting into that role I just spoke about, into Saliba on the right of him, going into Declan Rice, who turns on possession away from Casemiro. And then Zubimendi who finds Gabriel Magalhaes. And Gabriel will look to come forward here for Arsenal. Into William Saliba. The ball back into Zubimendi. And now here is Gabriel again. Good bit of movement here as they look to come forward. Here's Zubimendi coming forward for Arsenal. Losing Capeta with the ball in, looking for Saka on the back post. He just found Bukayo Saka. Takes on Odegaard. Chip ball back in. Odegaard shot is blocked, and he's into the back of his own net from the Sandro Martinez. And Arsenal take the lead. It's an own goal, and Arsenal take the lead. Fantastic goal from Arsenal, and it's come off with Sandro Martinez into the back of his own net. And Arsenal lead here by a goal to nil. Let's just look at this again. 29 minutes on the clock. Also break the deadlock. And Capia with the ball, and he breaks from Bukayo Saka on the back post. Saka brings it down well. Chips it into Odegaard, who shot his button, hits the back of the legs. Back heel of Sandro Martinez, I believe. Let's look at this again from this angle. Because in fact, it's Julian Timber who's got the vital goal. Just looking at this again, like it was an own goal, but it's Timber who sticks a foot through the legs of Martinez into the back of the net, and Arsenal lead. And it's the right back, Julian Timber with the goal. You look at the first angle, like it was an own goal. But Julian Timber has got the goal for us. In the end, and Arsenal lead here by a goal to nil. Fantastic bit of play from Arsenal. And Julian Timber, what a goal that was. Stuck his leg through the legs. Stuck his boot through the leg of Sandro Martinez. Now Embuemo down the other end. Brandon Embuemo is on a penalty for Manchester United. Boot back for Fernandez, who fires it wide. An almost immediate response from Manchester United. And Bremer brilliantly turns away from Saliba, pulls it back to Fernandes, who fired a shot wide. He didn't even test the goalkeeper there. And Manchester United are behind. And it's that man, Jurrien Timber, with the goal. Remember, it's Jurrien Timber's goal. That goal for us will be a dubious goal for panel one. Because for me, it first looked like Martinez's own goal. Then it looked like Jurrien Timber. But I've just been looking as well after seeing that replay there from the Manchester United effort online, and it's gone down as Alessandro Martinez's own goal. It looks as though Timber got a boot through the legs of Martinez. As here comes Saka through Arsenal, looking to make it 2-0. And Capria does well again. Trossard can't get the ball in towards Jesus this time. Zubimendi heads it forward. Goes down inside the penalties. Gabriel Jesus was fouled down Maguire in the process. It's one of them ones where, for me, it looked like an own goal, and then he's gone to, when it was Timber, for me. But then, on some of the apps I'm looking on, they've given it as an own goal to Alessandro Martinez. I'm just going with the Premier League have given it to Jurrien Timber. So I'll try and clarify that for you during the half-time break, whose goal it is, and I'll let you know. But at the moment, all that matters is that Arsenal are leading here by 1-0 against Manchester United. As here's Dorgu, who loses out, but Manchester United still get possession. With a ball back offside there. Yeah, Paul, I looked on the BBC website, BBC Sports, and they've been going to go on TV now. In front of me, it says Martinez own goal, 29 minutes. Well, for me, he looked from this angle here, which I'm just seeing on the monitor now. Timber strikes, but he doesn't touch it actually, Timber. He comes off the back of Martinez's legs. Fernandes plays us 1-1, Manchester United. Really should be level. Paul will stick with an own goal for Martinez, because I've just seen it there and Timber doesn't touch it. Own goal from Martinez is the correct outcome for the Arsenal goal in the end on 29 minutes. Manchester United went close again with Bruno Fernandes, and he fired another one wide, and that's two in the space of 4 minutes. And Bruno Fernandes has fired wide for Manchester United since Arsenal took the lead. When Arsenal took the lead in 24 matches this season in the Premier League, they've won all of those matches that they've taken the lead in. So that first goal is always going to be crucial in this game. Here is Ahmad. Good control there to Maguire. Now Martinez will put through his own net to give Arsenal the lead. Casemiro. Good ball out wide to Dalot. Dalot crosses in. He's blocked off of Nkapie behind for a corner. And Manchester United win a corner in the fetch to Martinez, Maguire, short, Dalot, the full back four has come up here. And it remains Manchester United will trail here by 1-0 to Arsenal. Arsenal won, Manchester United 0. Harry Maguire will be in there trying to help Manchester United get back on level terms. He's jostling there with Odegaard, and he comes in. Casemiro flicks on. Luke shows at the back post. Breaks from Maguire and then peels for a penalty for Manchester United. who pulls on the shirt, who's not been given, and the ball is cleared away. It will be a throw into Manchester United as they look to come forward here now. It's Arsenal 1, Manchester United 0. Here, as we just look at this again, goes for penalties here. Maguire's been grabbed over by Timber, but Timber's also grabbing over Maguire, so 6-1 off, doesn't the other there. No way that was going to be given as a Manchester United penalty, in my opinion, as Maguire finds Lamens. Lamens sends in long downfield now, and here is William Saliba. And I agree, I've mentioned it again through Arsenal, cutting through Arsenal so easily. It's so sloppy, this Arsenal play, when they've not got possession and not closing down the channels properly, not closing down the spaces. And there's a pass from Zubimendi as Brandon Brimo's equalised for Manchester United. And that was so easy for Manchester United. And Brandon Brimo says thank you very much. And it's a poor pass from Martin Zubimendi, who's presented the chance to Manchester United to level, and then Brimo doesn't need a second introduction. 37 minutes on the clock. Zubimendi plays a 1-2 with Saliba. He gets it back. Zubimendi just plays it blindly there. What is Zubimendi doing here? Look at this. Saliba plays it to him. He just plays an awful pass back to David Raya. And then Brimo's on to him, rounds David Raya and slots him to the back of the net. And Gabriel slides in to try and block it behind the goalkeeper. But he couldn't get there. He punches the ground in frustration as Gabriel and looks straight at Martin Zubimendi. That is the Spaniard's mistake. And it's now Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1 here at the Emirates Stadium. And I agree with man, that has been coming for Manchester United. That has been coming because when you look at it here, Brandon Brimo, 37 minutes, the difference here, you've got to say that this game here, well, that goal there has been coming for Manchester United. And for me, since the Arsenal goal, it's Manchester United who have been on top. And Matt, would you have to agree with that statement that Manchester United have been on top since the Arsenal goal? It's Gabriel Jesus will try and change things again and make it 2-1 to the Arsenal. Was it better Zubimendi? Can he make amends for his effort? No, he can't. He's blocked out of play. Paul, I told you it was dreadful. Paul, when you look at, if you froze it for the first time, look at the replay, mate. When you see it on the replay, it's even worse than first viewing. Watch it. Arsenal, in the instructions that he had in his pocket, they were to be ripped up by Mikel Arteta and writing something new down there now. It remains Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1 as Trossard fouled and a free kick to Arsenal. Can Arsenal get back in their noses in front? As we look at this again, Trossard pushed over there by Diogo Dalot, by a man who probably, in many people's opinion, shouldn't be involved in this game today because of the red card which he should have received last week. And in my opinion, I agreed with them. Yes, Paul, I agree with you, mate. Unfortunately, I can't with people Paul who said on air, guys. I'll just paraphrase. He says, yes, better awful defending. I bet Mike. Mike says he's going to be Liberty for Arsenal got points here today, especially after results last weekend as well. Well into the penalty area, it's claimed by Sonny Lamens, and he's claimed by Wells, the Manchester United goalkeeper. And that free kick, this time from Declan Rice, was far too near the Manchester United goalkeeper there, and you've got to say, where are the runners are crossing? Manchester United stopping the runners from set pieces now, and Manchester United, they're playing a very decent game here so far. And causing also a number of problems. And that's another ball giveaway this time by Gabriel. I'm not really used to saying that from. He's Luke Shaw from Manchester United. The man who slips. If somebody just to receive the ball from Luke Shaw and find Martinez. Into Casemiro. Manos is a cry from the Manchester United fans and he's heard them. As Jesus was closing down. Into Ahmad up against Nkapie. Ahmad takes on Nkapie. Does he well? No, Nkapie does well. He's behind for a corner to Manchester United. And could the Arsenal slump, as we've seen in recent years, start creeping in on them now? And Arsenal start dropping points and start slipping down from top, maybe into second, maybe even down into third, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But so far, 1-1 here in the Premier League as we approach the half-time whistle. If you missed it earlier in the Championship, earlier today, Leicester City sacked manager Martins Fuentes after losing 2-1 to Oxford, Jesse, the poor winning results as well. But Arsenal breaking away from this Manchester United corner as Arsenal punched it clear and then on the charge forward. It's Trossard. How well is Nkapie? Nkapie's ball is too much on that for Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard and Casemiro. He wins it and wins a free kick. That is good work there by Casemiro. Absolutely outstanding. And if he leaves the Premier League, a player of his calibre, in my opinion, and I'd say this with the team I support and being bitter rivals of Manchester United, he has been one hell of a midfielder in Premier League history. Casemiro, brilliant in that Arsenal midfield for Manchester United last week against Manchester City. And so far today, alongside Kobe Mainoo, have been absolutely brilliant again. Dorgo is coming forward. It is Saliba to win it there. But Manchester United, they're not having to work hard to win the ball back, but they've given it away this time. And it was Casemiro who gave it away this time as well. Odegaard finds Gabriel Jesus, who's poor touch, can't bring it under his spell. And now he's Patrick Dorgo for Manchester United. Infield to Casemiro. Could the wheels be coming off Arsenal's title charge right now? And could it be the first time that they slip up and not win after taking the lead in a Premier League game? I wonder. Or in a game in across all competitions as well. But the mid-season slump could be about to happen. And that's what Paul has been concerned all about this season. Is Sandro Martinez, who's since Jonathan goes not put full wrong in the heart of Manchester United's defence and causing problems in it, pushes over Bukayo Saka, and a free kick goes the way of Arsenal. As it stands right now, Manchester United have moved above Liverpool. They're level on points and up into fifth, a point behind Chelsea, who won earlier today, as you can see across the bottom, which you better see across the bottom of your screen with the scores there, and 10 points behind Manchester City and Aston Villa. Aston Villa also played earlier today and got to win away in Newcastle United. We'll be watching as into the final minute of the first half before we see how many minutes of stoppage time will get added on here in the Premier League encounter at the Emirates. Manchester United send the ball looking for Brandon Brimble. Too much on that though. He goes out of play for a throw. And Adam Wharton sent off for Crystal Palace in there. 3-1 defeated Chelsea early. We'll round out the score so far at half time and keep you up to date with everything that is happening in the Premier League and the Football League in England this weekend. Thus far, if you watch this game unfold, here's the ball from Fernandes and he's giving the ball away. Arsenal giving the ball away with Trossard. Here's Ahmad, turns away from Nkapie. Nkapie is normally a centre-back by trade, but playing at left back today. But for me, it's been to 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first half. 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first period. As we watch on here, today's remains Arsenal 0, Manchester United 1. As a shot comes in, Also, 1 Manchester United, what should I say there? Got 1-1, not 1-0 to Arsenal, as I originally said. We see the ball over the top, and then Bremer, first time effort, almost caught out David Raya there, and it was a fantastic pass from Bruno Fernandes over the top there. It remains Manchester United 1. It remains also 1 Manchester United 1, should I say, with approach first of the 2 added minutes at the end of this first period. It remains 1-1 the scoreline. As we watch on here today, as the ball is played forward, can Manchester United get something from this game and cause a shockwave through the Premier League and get a victory? Today, as we watch on here, we played a minute and 15 of the first half. As we watch on, as it'll be the throwing to Arsenal, we'll be back to go. Can potentially go all the way back. I've got to take it from there, and he'll look to get it forward, will he? He will. I guess he thought it is Jesus who controls well, but then he's blocked. Then he's throwing it to Manchester United, or a free kick. I believe it's a free kick, is it not? Throwing to Manchester United, which Diego Dallo will take. And Dallo can wander where he likes and take a throw, and then according to the free Craig Pawson, as the half-time whistle is blown here at the Emirates Stadium in what has been a very good game for both sides in the end. And you watch on here, you've got to say that Manchester United have defended really, really well since going behind here, and he's really got to say that in terms of the play today, Arsenal started off well, but then Manchester United got into it, and since Arsenal took the lead, have been the better side and deservedly got on level terms through Brian Mbeumo. But at half time in the Premier League, it's Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1. Before we'll get the thoughts of Mike Connorman very, very soon on the first half, what he's seen and his thoughts on the game so far. But before we do that, let's just remind you of the scores from the matches this weekend. Starting off with the Premier League. West Ham United 3, Sunderland 1. Burnley 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2. Fulham 2, Brighton Hove Albion 1. Manchester City 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. AFC Bournemouth 3, Liverpool 2. Sunday afternoon. Brentford 0, Nottingham Forest 2. Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 3. Newcastle United 0, Aston Villa 2. And at half-time in our match, Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1. Monday Night Football sees Everton take on Leeds United. Into the Championship. Derby County 1, West Bromwich Albion 1 from Friday night. Middlesbrough 4, Preston North End 0. Millwall 4, Charlton Athletic 0. Birmingham City 1, Stoke City 1. Blackburn Rovers 1, Watford 1. Bristol City 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Emotional at the end of that game for Sheffield Wednesday. Barry Bannon will be leaving the club after 477 appearances. Looks like he'd be heading for Millwall. Hull City 2, Swansea City 1. Leicester City 1, Oxford United 2. QPR, Queensborough Rangers 2, Wrexham 3. Sheffield United 3, Ipswich Town 1. This afternoon finished Portsmouth 1, Southampton 1 in the South Coast Derby. And on Monday Night Football from the Championship, Norwich City against Coventry City. Into League 1. Thursday evening. Lincoln City 2, Burton Albion 1. Saturday afternoon. Cardiff City 1, Stockport County 1. Huddersfield Town 1, Bedford City 0. Plymouth Argyle 1, Luton Town 0. Blackpool 2, Northampton Town 0. Bolton Wanderers 2, Leyton Orient 1. Doncaster Rovers 3, Bolton Wanderers 3, Wigan Athletic 3. For Vale 1, Exeter City 3. Reading 2, Barnsley 2. Fulham United 1, AFC Wimbledon 1. Stevenage 1, Mansfield Town 1. Wycombe Wanderers 0, Peterborough United 2. Interleague 2. Barnet 3, Oldham Athletic 2. Notts County 1, Alexandra 0. Barrow 0, Crawley Town 1. Bromley 2, Swindon Town 1. Cambridge United 4, Tranmere Rovers 2. Cheltenham Town 0, Grimsby Town 2. Colchester United 2, Fleetwood Town 1. Harrogate Town 0, Gillingham 3. MK Dons 5, Shrewsbury Town 1. Newport County 2, Chesterfield 1. Salford City 1, Bristol Rovers 0. And finally, Walsall 0, Accrington Stanley 0. That brings you to the end of the scores there. Just before we go and have a quick break before we bring the floor to Mike Orneman, let's just remind you what we've got coming up next week on the channel. And next Saturday, not Sunday afternoon, it's next Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock, Leeds United against Arsenal from the Premier League, taking place at Ellen Road on your Saturday afternoon of football here on the Commentary, brought to you with Paul James on the commentary for that one. Should be a good game at Ellen Road there. We're just going to take a quick break right now, but when we return, we'll get the thoughts of Mike Orneman. What's been a good first half for Manchester United and not so good for Arsenal. Join us shortly. Welcome back to the start of the coverage ready for the second half between Arsenal and Manchester United in the Premier League here on the commentary. It's myself, Russ Vernon, and I'm delighted to be joined by fellow owner of the channel, presenter, commentator, whatever you want to call him. Mike Ornament is with us. Mike, good to have you with us, my friend. How are you doing today?
Afternoon, Russ. Afternoon, everyone. Yeah, very well, thank you. How are you all doing?
Yeah, all good, mate. Thank you. Really good, mate. Thank you. Good to have you with us. What did you make to that first half? It was a good start by Arsenal, but then since the goal, Manchester United have just been on top of it, haven't they, mate?
Yeah, it's been very. What's the word? It's been a half of two halves, I guess. When you want to look at it like that, I think Arsenal started brightly. The goal come at a good time. Really good bit of play, and obviously it was turned into the net by Lisandro Martinez in the end. But Timber got himself into a good position as well, and probably would have turned it in anyway. So yeah, it's a good start from Arsenal. But then after that, I think you summed it up pretty perfectly, really, in the commentary that Manchester United were allowed back into the game, and it was just far too easy. The defending was sloppy. It happened a few times before the goal as well, where we were just getting caught out with balls through the middle. Saliba was a bit out of position for some of those times. I think Zubimendi for the goal as well. I'm not sure what he was doing. I think he was trying to look for David Raya, but it was just a very weak pass. And then Brian Mbeumo, we all know his quality, and obviously that's why they signed him from Brentford, and tucked it away neatly, and a nice finish from him. But yeah, it's one of those games where, yeah, I suppose when you look at it like that, it's Arsenal started the brighter, and then Manchester United were allowed back into it. So probably being level at the breakers is probably pretty evenly matched and pretty fair. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. But when you look at the goal for Manchester United again, you touched upon it there, and I said it, and Paul weren't very happy with the defending as well, which you can imagine. But what was Zubimendi doing there? You think he was looking for David Raya, with that sort of pass, I don't think he even looked what was around him. I think he just played it and opened it to get back there, and then he realised Brian Mbeumo was in on it, and then he rounded David Raya. Gabriel, to give him his credit, did try and get back to try and block it, but then you see him punch the floor.
Yeah, but it's too little too late at that point, because he's out of position anyway. He's trying to push forward up the pitch and everything like that, and we've seen that from Zubimendi a couple of times this season, where he's got a lot that he can offer going forward, and he's scored some good goals, and his passing at times can be good, but he has got those moments in him as well. That wasn't the first time this season that he's done that.
Absolutely not, Mike. But when you look at him, though, as I said, Gabriel did well to try and get back round, but as you say, he'd already gone too far, so it took him a bit of time to get back. But then you can see him punch the floor in frustration, Mike. Then have a word with Zubimendi and say, why are you playing that pass? It's an hospital pass. A lot of people say it. Those kind of passes, you don't play them around across your own back line, especially when you're in the opposition that pressed so high up, and usually what Manchester United have been doing. And that's what caused the problems. You're playing those hospital passes, you're not looking, you're just playing the passes. And for me, it's been very, very fun. You look at the table there at the moment with live standings, Manchester United into fifth, Arsenal top of the table as it stands right now. When you look at it, it is, for me, Mike, when you look at that towards that second half, there's only one team going on to win that for me, and that is not Arsenal, my friend. And I'm sorry to say that, but that, for me,
the way that things have gone so far, I'd probably agree. But then obviously we've got a lot of options on the bench. But yeah, Manchester United have finished that half very strongly. We've had a few moments as well, but we've got to be a lot better. And I think that Paul summed it up pretty perfectly as well with what he was saying before about the slump, really. Liverpool, then last weekend at Forest, and then today, 2 games where we should have been picking up maximum points, and then today again on top of that, where we can't allow this to be the slump now. We have to be really on it, and last week, for example, was a prime example of that. Manchester City and Villa both lost, and we dropped points, and that's where you have to be capitalising on those teams dropping points and missing out on getting wins. And we've got to be winning our games, and
as well, Mike, for me, I've always thought about the last lump as well, and I know we have banter at times, me, you, and Paul, with Arsenal, and when you've been going on saying Arsenal could go on to win the league and that, and then I've just come back to you and gone second again, like last few seasons. I'm like, it can't happen again, can it? And sure, no, but it looks like that could be the case. Mike, if we were to push it for a prediction in the second half, do you think Arsenal were to go on to get something from the game, or would you say that Manchester United maybe, from what you saw towards the end of that first half, could be the team that goes on to get something out of the game?
No, I still think we'll win, but then that's me being an Arsenal fan. I'm always going to back my own team. It doesn't matter the circumstances that we're under. We could be right underdogs in the game, and I'd still back them anyway. So yeah, I'm going to back us to win. And I think when you look at our bench, we've got a lot of options on the bench as well. Yes, Manchester United got a really good result against City last week, and obviously we had a great result ourselves at Inter in the Champions League on Tuesday. So potentially that's maybe why certain players might be off their game a little bit, because they've already had some big games this week. But when you look at our bench, we've got the likes of Moreno and Martinelli, and we've got Dixie we have the likes of Noni Madueke there as well, Eberici Eze. We've got plenty of quality to come on and change the game if need be. So yeah, I still fancy us to win. If to push me for a score, I don't think there's too many more goals. I'm going to go 2-1, just one more goal, and then that'll be game after that, I think. So yeah, 2-1 Arsenal.
Well, thank you very much there, Mike, as the teams are back out ready for the start of the second half. Good to get the thoughts of Mike Conman there during the half-time break. Will his prediction of 2-1 to the Gunners come out on top and one more goal in the game? We'll have to wait and see as we get ready for the second half to get underway. Declan Rice standing over the ball to get us off and underway. He will, as Manchester United in the first half, drop all the way back to his goalkeeper. We're back underway at the start of the second half as the ball is in long by David Raya straight through to Sonny Lamens, and it remains 1-1 in the second half. No changes to either side, so this is how both sides will line up. It's David Raya, Nkapie, Magalhaes, Gabriel Magalhaes, that is, Saliba and Timber, Rice, Zubimendi, Odegaard. Break off here is Manchester United having to do some defending. Lamens comes in well. In midfield for Arsenal is Rice, Zubimendi and Odegaard, the captain, Trossard, Jesus and Saka. And then, as we just watched, I'd win the ball then, put it out of from Arsenal throw for Manchester United. Then it's Lamens, Shaw, Martinez, Maguire, Dalot, Menu, Casemiro, Dorgu, Fernandes, Dalot with Mbuemo. The two benches then for Arsenal: Kepa, Mosquera, White, Eze, Martinelli, Gyökeres, Madueke, Moreno, Luis Skelly. For Manchester United is Bayinda, Mazwakwe, Mount, Cunha, Malacia, Yoro, Ugarte, Evan and Sheshko. As Manchester United lose possession, Zubimendi plays a poor pass again behind Bukayo Saka. Saka does somehow make something happen, but then he loses it to Patrick Dorgu, and that's all down to the pass from Martin Zubimendi again. And you know, looking at the players who is passing to under pressure, and Manchester United can come forward now. Here they come with Bruno Fernandes. The ball out while they're to Dorgu, and Menu's out there too. For Manchester United, he's Luke Shaw back to Alessandro Martinez, and we watch this game unfold at the start of the second half as we watch this play unmarked. Now, and I agree, Mike. He says, watch Zubimendi now. You'll notice, because he's made one mistake, he's making more. That is correct, man. You saw him there a few minutes ago with a pass. He didn't even look and put it under pressure. And you've got to say that it's been so poor from Zubimendi with those kind of passes. If he's playing the ball forward, say through the lines to like Gabriel Jesus, those passes are okay. When he's trying to play it out wide, for me, is where he's giving the ball away and stuff like that, rather than playing it through playing it out wide. That's where he gives the ball away, playing it out wide. If he plays it through the middle, that's where he's getting more joy. Manchester United win a free kick for a foul by Gabriel Jesus on Harry Maguire, and Gabriel Jesus says it was a dive by the England international. I don't agree, Gabby, but your opinion, in my opinion, is fairly irrelevant. And Marcus mourns him, and he says he needs to keep it short and simple for a few to get confidence back. I would have to agree with you there, Mike, because I've always played forward, header up there by Nkapie. Here is Ahmad challenging with Nkapie. Breaks now for Diego Dalot into Mbuemo. Back to Ahmad, into Dalot again. Now into Lisandro Martinez as Manchester United look to come forward with possession. It's out wide to Luke Shaw. Shaw will look to take on his man. But Tim was forced in by man. Good defending from Arsenal this time, forcing Manchester United backwards. And Saka and Odegaard putting under pressure Martinez and Shaw. Now, Jesus puts Maguire under pressure. But Maguire got a bit of time to find Ahmad. But puts inside from Nkapie. And Trossard is watching Dalot. That's why Nkapie was in front of Trossard on that occasion there. In terms of the defensive structure, Nkapie was in the midfield. Trossard was a left back because of where Dalot went. Now he's watching Ahmad this time as Trossard. The ball over the top, and there's Gabriel wins it against Mbuemo. And Nkapie with the ball up into the air. Menu heads it forward, and Mbuemo brings it down under his spell into Menu again. Here's Casemiro now. Casemiro. Full control from Manchester United. Martinez gets ball for Shaw. Can't find it to Menu. Fernandes was there as well. Here is Martinez, who has possession. He looks up and he's just taking a bit of time, and he's walking towards the halfway line. And now the Arsenal press comes and forces him to play it across to Maguire. He comes up towards halfway, and over halfway, he's being pressed by Gabriel Jesus to go back to Dalot, and goes inside to Casemiro. And that's good play that from Arsenal. But at times, you send way too often, and let him have possession, and then closing him down when it's far too late after you've already picked out the next pass. As Dogu controls it well. Patrick Dogu! Oh, what a goal that is! Patrick Dogu, take a bow. Wow. Wow. That is good football for Manchester United, and a sublime finish from Patrick Dogu. What a goal from the defender playing left wing. What a finish from Patrick Dogu. Take a bow. Also wanting down ball in there, nothing given. And Patrick Dogu just says, I'll fire in on the other side of the crossbar. And that's what he's done. And the Emirates is stunned. Manchester United have turned it around. It's Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2 here. Now the Arsenal player standing around the referee. And you're just looking at this again. Is he an ball in this build-up here? No. There is no handball there for me. That's off his shoulder, off his knee, and on to the side of his, near his hip. That is not handball for me. If they disallow this, this is going to be unwalked stuff. And they are checking this, I would have to say. But for me, Patrick Dogu, sublime goal. Look at this again. Controls on his hip and fired it into the top corner. David Ray with no chance. Played 1-2, played 3-4, played 1-2-3-4 with Fernandes before firing into the top corner. And you've got to say there that was a superb finish. And from what the referee's doing, he's standing around with the Arsenal players. The VAR checking it, but the goal, it looks like the goal has been given because it's hit the hip there, and the goal has been given. 2-1, Manchester United lead. And Mike did say 2-1, but he's got it the wrong way around here. And the ball is behind for a goal kick to Manchester United. But wow. Take a bow, Patrick Dogu. If you've not seen this goal yet, and you listen to our coverage, check it out where you get your highlights packages from later this evening. Because that for me is absolutely sublime from Patrick Dogu to put Manchester United into the lead and come from behind. And that result now changes things. Manchester United are into the top 4 of the Premier League table, and Arsenal's lead at the top is cut to just 4 points. And Manchester United, it could get worse for Arsenal. Dogu into the penalty. Patrick Dogu fires him just fine. But Manchester United, wow. What a difference Yes, half-time team toll makes also came out fairly good, but Manchester United since then have taken it into their initiative and gone forward. Wow, what a game we have got here. And the ball is hit forward, but Martinez is there to defend this. Harry Maguire gets the ball forward, and that's a wonderful ball, and Brian Mbeumo's in behind here. He can't get there. Ray comes out, finds Declan Rice. He finds Zubamendi. That's a better pass from Zubamendi to find Timber. And Timber gets it out wide there to Odegaard. Further out wide is Bukayo Saka up against Luke Shaw. What can Luke Shaw do here? He takes on his man. Sends up his man, but Saka gets beyond him. And Cappy at the back post. Can he get past Diallo? Not Diallo, should I say, not Diallo. But we just have a good know the referee says play on his right. Just stop for a moment there. Forces can't complain of that. Indefensible. Yes, absolutely. But Paul, 10-0 in the win. That was a superb finish from Manchester United and Patrick Dorgu. Take a bow there. Don't know why VAR were checking it. We check every goal, but we all have VAR were checking it because he put his hand to his ear, did Craig Pawson. Unfortunately, he decided to allow the goal in VAR at Stockley Park. As Arsenal win the ball back momentarily, do yes, with Bukayo Saka. Saka's ball through towards Gabriel Jesus. First start since the turn of last year, 1st of January 2025. And Gabriel Jesus goes down on the change of Lisandro Martinez. It's a corner kick to Arsenal, but I just want to see what happens here between Martinez and Gabriel Jesus. And Martinez stands behind him, just pushes his hand across the back of his head there. And for me, he doesn't warrant that sort of reaction from Gabriel Jesus. Eze is coming on. Ben White is coming on. And it looks as though Victor Gyökeres is coming on for Arsenal. A triple substitution incoming here for Arsenal. Looks like with Eze and White getting ready to come on. And ready to come on with their kits on and their big gloves and tracksuit off. Looks like Gyökeres is getting ready to come on as well. It looks like Gabriel Jesus' first start coming up very, very soon. America's timid potentially to left back here. The ball into the penalty area from Arsenal's corner's punch away. And he just cleared off the line by Brian Mbeumo, which got Manchester's opening goal in this game to equalise. Just cleared one off the line there. At the end, he scored in the first half. Saka takes on Ahmad. When Ahmad gets back at Saka, pulls the ball back to Declan Rice. Rice chips the ball back over towards Saka, anyway by Luke Shaw. Timber can't get there. It's cleared away. Brian Mbeumo's there. Back to goes to Ahmad. Good ball into Shaw. Shaw controls to Martinez. Martinez gets the ball forward to Fernandez, who's robbed of possession by Rice. Good pressure from Arsenal this time. Shot at his own man. Cleared away. Goes through offside. Nothing given. But now the flag goes up through offside. It says who touches the ball. And it's a free kick to Manchester United. Americans, with the changes that are probably coming up, they'll probably go to. There's actually 4 changes here for Arsenal. Moreno, Eze, Gyökeres, and Ben White, all about to come on here for Arsenal. Gyökeres, Moreno, White, and Eze, all about to come on here for Arsenal. Yes, Paul, it will be going to be. It's going to be fun. I'll let you know who's going off. So first of all, Piero Nkapie is coming off, and he's going to be replaced by Ben White. So it looks like he's going to get correct with Yuri Timber across the left back. Gabriel Jesus is coming off, to be replaced by Victor Gyökeres. Is another change there for Arsenal. Martin Odegaard coming off here for Arsenal, which I'm surprised about for Mikel Moreno. And Martin Zubamendi coming off to be replaced by Emirates Eze. So I'll recap you of those changes again in just a moment. So White for Nkapie, Odegaard off for Moreno, Zubamendi for Eze, and Jesus for Gyökeres. All the changes made by Mikel Arteta. And I'm just trying to work out with those changes, who has got the captain's armband now for Arsenal. I'll probably have to, as a guess, maybe Declan Rice potentially. Would you reckon, Mike? Will it be Rice who's got the armband now for Arsenal? I'm just trying to work out who it is. It's actually got to be Kaya Saka who's got the captain's armband. Thank you, Paul and Mike, for that. He just looked as though he ran to Declan Rice when he took off the cap and passed him the armband when he went off, did Odegaard. That's why I initially thought it was Declan Rice. Thank you for confirming from Mike and Paul, who's got the armband now for Arsenal. It is Bukayo Saka. I've just seen him with it on his arm now. Well, those changes are probably ones that Arsenal really needed to try and help them get back into this game. Here is Declan Rice. Why initially thought they got the armband. Saliba to Ben White, one of them new faces. Saka gets it to Moreno, another new face. And Moreno wins this side of throwing, which Ben White will come and take. And he'll come forward with Arsenal fans are complaining because in my opinion, Arsenal fans are complaining because they told Arsenal players to go back to the correct position to their throw-ins. But towards the end of the first half, I had a throw-in, and it should have been in the Arsenal half. Well, it should have been in their own half in the first half, and they actually took it from inside Arsenal's half, and they were complaining about that. And instead of Arsenal to go out, they've done to Manchester United to come back, which you can understand why. Your inconsistency, and you're not getting that there, in my opinion. Well, the goal that's leading this game was a sublime goal from Patrick Dorgu, which will have given Manchester some hope that they could go and get 2 wins from two, should I say, under Michael Carrick. Well, this performance today from Arsenal has been poor so far, as Martinez cuts the ball out and is behind through corners. Gyökeres trying to get him behind there. Then White coming up for this corner as well. Now, along with Saliba and Gabriel, Rice is going to be in around the penalty area. Got Gyökeres and White to the back post. For Arsenal, you've got Saliba and Gabriel in around the middle. You've got Timber in the near post. You've got Saka taking this corner. Moreno makes one towards the near post. He goes over his head. Shaw and Casemiro already clear. Only as far as Eze to Saka. Saka takes on Mbuemo. Well, Fernandes back there defends well and concedes a throw-in. But this is good play this from Manchester United. Good defensive work from Manchester United. And in around about 9 or so minutes time, or just over, I'll have you to give my thoughts for player of the match to my producer Paul for today's game. But so far, I can tell you, as it stands right now, it will not be an Arsenal player winning that award today. Here is Julian Timber. We'll ball out wide. Back it goes to Declan Rice. Here is Eze now. Can Eze do a bit of magic to help Arsenal get back into this game on level terms? Here comes Saka. Ball into the penalty area, too close to the goalkeeper in the end. In 62 minutes on the clock. And remains Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2. If you're just joining us, Manchester United have been very, very poor today thus far. And I've got to say that Manchester United, in my opinion, do deserve this lead. And you can see Steve Holland, Jonathan Woodgate, Michael Carrick all in conversation there. Carrick and Woodgate work together in Middlesbrough. Steve Holland, you may remember the name from being Sir Gareth Southgate's assistant at England. And yes, I did call him Sir Gareth Southgate as he was at United. There's the former England boss, who's still out of work since leaving the three-line role. and he was replaced by Thomas Tuchel. And since the time of last shot on target, Arsenal 18 minutes was the last time they had a shot on target. Man United was the 50th. So since the 18th minute, Arsenal had a shot on target, because that goal which Arsenal scored didn't class as a shot on target because it was a deflection into the back of the net. As Declan Rice picks up a yellow card there for a challenge on Bruno Fernandes, and with the challenge he's made, I think the yellow card is worthy there. Some may say red, but for me, only a yellow card there for Declan Rice. That's his second of the season. And it remains Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2 in the Premier League as we watch on this afternoon. What can we do here from this set piece? Will Manchester United get a third goal here? Bruno Fernandes standing over this one. Fernandes will deliver the ball into the penalty area. Heads go up, and Raya comes and claims it, and then boots it long downfield, looking for the run of Victor Gyökeres. Saka there too, but it comes off Odegaard and out of play for a throw into Arsenal. On that right hand side, far right hand side as we look, White will take a throw in. He's looking for options. No one's giving him any options. Yes, he goes down the line for the Carrick. Saka, good throw the line there. Saka's been held onto by Luke Shaw. The referee on the line says play on, no foul by Luke Shaw. Saka goes into the edge of the box for Declan Rice, whose effort is curling wide. I'm just looking. Yes, he's still going wide, looking to the end, curling all the way. I think you should see that car outside of the stadium over there. That curling effort there from Declan Rice. "65 minutes on the clock is Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2 in the Premier League. Patrick Dorgu with a stunning goal to give the Red Off of Manchester, wearing black today, a 2-1 lead after Mbeumo cancelled out the own goal from Lisandro Martinez, as is David Raya. And I must tell you that if the goalkeeper holds on to it for longer than a lot of time and the referee counts down from 5 to when they're still got it in their hands, it will be a corner kick to the opposition. That will get in at the start of the season and been on quite a bit, and referees have been quite forceful in doing that. In games I've been to, you can hear the referee counting down towards the referee, towards the goalkeeper, when he gets to the last 5 seconds. So they know they've got 5 seconds to release, otherwise, or cornering you. Sometimes they release it just in time. Often they'll release it when it gets to 2 seconds. So that delayed time, I release it in time, and the referee says, no, you didn't. So that bit of confusion or bit of argument between the player and the referee, which is sometimes you always get on some decisions as we watch on here. Here comes Victor Gyökeres. A bit of play from him into the path there of Arsenal as they come forward to Trossard. That was a good pass from Moreno to find Trossard. Just can see who was the first who found Trossard, but then the ball went towards Eze this time, headed away by Brian Mbeumo to get further clearance. Saliba, and he goes back here now to Gabriel, into Declan Rice. And Arsenal just keeping everybody apart from the goalkeeper, Gary Ray, inside the Manchester United half of the field. Saka goes down and wins a free kick offered for Luke Shaw. And they're wanting a yellow card for Luke Shaw, but the referee's not giving it as the players continued as they're going really quickly. Here's Saka towards Ben White, back towards Saka again, and that's the poor pass from Ben White. And the final pass so far has been very, very poor today. So poor. Mike says, I'm staying off social media till Wednesday if we lose this. Too many United fans in my friend circle. Yes, as Manchester United are making a substitution now, and coming off is number 19, Brian Mbeumo, and he will be replaced by number 10, Mateus Cunha. And Gabriel's just been having a talking to by the referee because as you see his goal again, and that's a fantastic finish. When you're looking back at it, he's taking nothing away from Mbeumo with a fantastic finish. But you've got to say, David Ray gets into that and should be doing better as Cunha replaces Brian Mbeumo in the attackers for Manchester United. And I'm surprised he's gone with Mateus Cunha when he's got Benjamin Šeško on the bench. And it remains 2-1 to Manchester United. Good spot by Mike. I didn't spot by just there. With as we watch this on, here's Zocres goes down on the challenger of Martinez. And over his face, referee said just a free kick, nothing more. For the foul on Victor Gyökeres. And here is Declan Rice to this free kick for Arsenal. Towards the penalty area. Moreno flicks it on and over the top of the crossbar. And I believe I think the referee says offside in there, but I didn't see an offside in there. I think it's just going to go kick in the end. Arteta asking him for time. We've played almost 70 minutes, Mikel. We've got around about 20 minutes left to change things and get something from this game because so far those substitutes have not worked. You need to feature in my opinion, you need to feature either Martinelli or Madueke to try and change things and take off Leandro Trossard. In my opinion, because Madueke can play down the left-hand side, leave Bukayo Saka on. And the ball is now with Victor Gyökeres. He's got the beating of Martinez. He's crossing to the penalty area away by Maguire. On this far as Saka. As a shot in from Moreno, takes deflection. Also wanting on ball inside the penalty area. Paulson walking away from it. VAR, as they always do, will check everything here. And is this an handball by Harry Maguire? It is. It is falling in for me. What I'll say is I've seen them given. And VAR have checked it, I believe, and not given it. Manchester United play on. There's Dogu, there's Menu has possession out wide. Dogu in the middle with Cunha and Ahmad. Here is Shaw. Alpha Martinez. Here is Manchester United keeping hold of possession. Here's Casemiro. Good ball over the top from Casemiro. Looking for Dogu's in behind. Dogu back heel flick towards Menu, and he should have done it himself there, Patrick Dogu, and that would have been 3-1. I think I want to see it again, Mike, because I think it should have been a penalty to Arsenal. Minu towards the penalty area, breaks from Cunha. There's Cunha, no ball in, gets it back. Cunha keeps the ball alive. Fernandes. And Cunha, how did Cunha manage to keep that ball from Manchester United there while it was sat on the floor? As Arsenal still trail by 2 goals to 1, so 2 minutes on the clock here. Here is Harry Maguire. Maguire crossing in deep towards the back post. Headed away, only as far. There's Trossard who clears it away. Trossard, for me, has not been very well today. Very true, Mike. Manchester United pushing through Arsenal like a knife through butter. Here is Maguire. Casemiro into Martinez. Martinez with the ball over the top, and it's too much on that and claimed there, and Manchester United will come away. Paul, I thought that should have been a penalty, Paul. With VAR checks in, said nothing to it. Here is Eze. Good bit of play here from Emirates Eze into the path there of William Saliba. Mikel Moreno. Back to Eze, now is Timber out wide to Trossard. Very true, Paul. That's probably why they didn't give it. As a cross from Trossard is 2-0 to Emirates, and it remains 2-1 to Manchester United. Man, for me, either Martinelli on for Trossard, or, in my opinion, you could fetch on Madueke for Trossard, because Madueke has played on that left-hand side as well, so you could fetch on either or, in my opinion, Mike. But I can understand why you're saying that, because Trossard so far has offered nothing going forward. And Declan Rice and Bruno Fernandes having a laugh there between each other. As there is from an Arsenal great in the crowd, Thierry Henry, another former Arsenal great, Ian Wright in the crowd there as well. Here's Julian Timber. I agree, Mike, with that suggestion, what you said just there about Martinelli. Here is Declan Rice. We'll ball through. White's ball is through the middle, it's cut off, and now Cunha has got possession from Manchester United. He always able to play well. Takes away from Moreno, but Moreno just goes out of play for a throw. And he's a threat to Manchester United. And Moreno there, he should get booked. But the substitution coming on here for Arsenal is Noni Madueke. I'm just trying to see who's. And it's Leandro Trossard off for Noni Madueke. And Madueke is coming on and trotting all the way across, looks like, to the right hand side. And Saka has gone out wide left. With the final sub for Arsenal there now. After Moreno, Gyökeres, Eze and White coming on earlier. And how Arsenal could do with an Ian Wright type strike or Thierry Henry type striker up there and a finisher as well to get them back into this game and go on to potentially win it. Moreno for White. Down the line towards Madueke. Breaks to Gyökeres. Gyökeres to Madueke. Wonderful skill from Madueke. And there's Aaron Maguire closing the door on him and clearing it into safety for a throw into Arsenal. Then White to take. Rice is trying to go backwards, but he's looking for an option forward in terms of Noni Madueke. Mikel Moreno comes short and gets it. Moreno goes back. Here now is Rice. Gets it. Back to Saliba. Now Gabriel again. Gabriel. Wonderful play from Gabriel out wide. Here to Bukayo Saka on this left hand side. He cuts it on towards his right. He goes back to Gabriel. He was shut off from the avenue. Right back to Gabriel once more. Saka. Infield to Eze. Eze towards his left hand side. Cuts infield. Eze towards the ball into the penalty towards Timber. It's cleared away by Manchester United in the end. He breaks for Noni Madueke up against Patrick Dorey. Back he goes to William Saliba. Everyone in a red and white shirt. Everyone in red and white inside the Manchester United half of the field. And then Madueke, the final pass again from Arsenal. Laying him down in the second half, and that's another one this time from Madueke. Can't find Ben White there as we see this again. Madueke brilliant, and he plays it towards Ben White, and that should have been a cross towards the back post in my opinion, rather than that ball in there, because that was never going to get into him. But Manchester United are leading here by 2-1, and now it will be time very shortly for me to give my player of the match to Paul James, my producer. And I've just given my player of the match to Paul James. he will be getting that prepared in the production team behind, and Mike agrees with the shout. To be honest, it says there. To have your opinion there, Mike, as well. As here comes Manchester United with possession with Diogo Dalot out wide to Ahmad, who was in my thinking for the player of the match as well. He's had a good game today for Manchester United, Ahmad. So too is this man on the ball, Casemiro. Fernandes with the ball over the top, looking towards Dorgu, who scored that wonderful goal, and he's given a free kick away. Dorgu is down now for Manchester United. He's holding on to, I think it's his hamstring here, Patrick Dorgu. As we watch on here, will we see what will happen here? Dorgu down, receiving some treatment here. He scored a cracking goal, did Patrick Dorgu. And this is just in the tier again now. Martinez into Dorgu, into Fernandes, to Dorgu, back to Fernandes, back to Dorgu, and then a sublime strike in off the cross. But Manchester United 2-1 in front. That was after Mbeumo cancelled out the opening goal of the game, which was an own goal through Lisandro Martinez. And on the handball then, look at it again. If it was an handball, in my opinion, it would have been against Martin Zubimendi. So, I think when you look back at it, that's why the goal was given. There's Jim Radcliffe, Jason Wilcox there, so some of the Manchester United board of directors in attendance there, watching on. We'll give you the player of the match around about the 85th minute mark of this game. Manchester United 1, Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2, should I say. Here's Emirates Eze out wide to Bukayo Saka. Saka gets into towards the penalty, good cross in, head to the back post and just over the top of the crossbar behind for a goal kick. Also wanting a corner was Gyökeres with the header there, and he's claiming the corner. Saka there with the captain's arm, and he's watching it again. Is this a corner? No, it comes off Gyökeres and goes over the top there, and that decision there from Craig Paulson was spot on. As Manchester United made a substitution here, Benjamin Sesko has come on for Patrick Dorgu from Manchester United. Benjamin Sesko on for Patrick Dorgu there. Patrick Dorgu, the scorer of that wonderful goal for Manchester United to put them into the lead here. Remember, make sure you check it out. For me, I know we're coming towards the end of January. For me, that should be up there in terms of goal of the month. As a ball trying to get the ball through for Cunha from Fernandes in the face of Benjamin Sesko, and almost found Mateusz Cunha. What would have been a bizarre goal? Well, bizarre pass had that come off. There is Nolly Madwek up against Luke Shaw, and Madwek creates something for me. He can only win a corner to Arsenal. Sesko has been spoken to by the Arsenal goalkeeper David Reyes. You see it again, just bounced off his face. There, it looks like he's dazed here, and the referee's going to cross to check him. It looks like he's going to have a black eye in the morning. Benjamin Sesko, from the way the ball smashed against him in the face. But Sesko is bad there to help out the defending. Bruno Fernandes just apologises to his teammate there, Benjamin Sesko. Cunha watching White and Gyökeres. Then they're watching Ben White. He's bowling towards the penalty. Bruno can't get there. Breaks the Noddy Madweke. Plays it back to Saka. Saka's got Madweke on the overlap. Goes slipping on the edge of the penalty area instead. Back to Saka. Inside the penalty area on the right hand side. Well driven cross. And it's pushed behind by Sonny Lamens for a corner to Manchester United. To a corner to Arsenal. The Manchester United goalkeeper keeping them in it here just with that save there. And that's been a good bit of play this. It was a ball underneath the three players. Saka went in for a strike and just pushed behind for a corner. Can we see an equalising goal in for Arsenal from set pieces? Known as set piece FC, most set piece goals in the Premier League with 14. He's in towards the penalty area. Has it dropped in? Is it over the line? The referee looks at his watch. Goal is given! Arsenal have equalised! And it's Mikel Merino who has levelled things for Arsenal at 84 minutes. The ball was scrambling around and Mikel Merino slams it off from close range to level things. The referee puts his watch and said he was over the line. Let's look at this again. Does he go over the line here? Let's look at this. Yes, well over the line. Šeško cleaning from behind the line. This angle will probably tell us as well, does it? Let's look here. Yes, he's over the line. You can see both feet are behind the line. This one will tell us as well, I think. Maguire towards his own goal. And yes, over the line. This will tell us better angle from here. Is it over the line from Moreno? Yes, it is. And Moreno's level things for Arsenal. It's 2-2 now in the Premier League. And Arsenal surely now could potentially go on to win it with the impetus back on them. But remember, you are the most vulnerable where you've just scored. So Arsenal fans, keep it reserved because you never know. Manchester United may go and punish you now. Fernandes, back to Sonny Lamens. We're back underway now. What a game this has been. What a commentary it's been as well. Thank you for joining us today. If you've joined us for the very first time, hopefully you've enjoyed it today. If you've listened to us for the very first time today, hopefully you've enjoyed as we brought you a very good match between Arsenal and Manchester United. 2-2 is the scoreline this afternoon. Gabriel, back it goes to Raya. Across now to Ben White. There's William Saliba charging forward. Saliba. Wonderful run from William Saliba. What a run this is from Saliba. Into Noni Madueke. Arsenal can't go on to win it now, can they? No, my that. Madueke, why did you have to take that extra touch? Noni Madueke didn't need to take the extra touch there. So just put it straight across. And the chance has gone from Arsenal. And this, if Arsenal draw this from the draw of defeat, which it looked like it was going to be for most of the second half, this is what champions do. They grind out results, even if they don't play well in a season or in a game. These big moments could be crucial from the end of the season. Cunha! Oh, what a goal! Matheus Cunha, take a bow. What a finish! And Manchester United have scored, and it's a sublime goal from Matheus Cunha. What a finish, Matheus Cunha, and he may have just won it now for Arsenal against Arsenal. So I say for Manchester United, and nearly 2 out of 2 under Michael Carrick in Arsenal, who thought a point or could have got a point with that goal from Mikel Merino. Have fallen behind. Matheus Cunha with the goal. What a finish. Take a bow, Matheus Cunha. Wow, 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 wow. What a goal, Matheus Cunha. I just said Arsenal are the most vulnerable when you've just scored. And he's just proving it there. Look at this for a piece of play for Manchester United. Also give possession away. This time it was Moreno who went from 0-0, gave the ball away. He played Moreno into Cunha, who just benched into the bottom corner. Look at this. Into Cunha there, and he just opens up his body, kills it past Gabriel, which makes race here late into the back of the net. And Arsenal from 1-0 up to 2-1 down to 2-2, and now losing again by 3-2. And just look at the two benches there. The jubilant scenes on one bench to the despair on the other. And if Arsenal were to drop points again today, the gap at the top would be 4 points. Mike, nobody closes him down. Everyone don't think he's going to strike. The way he's running, it looks like he's going to play to cross or run across towards the right-hand side. And that's why no one closes him down. Now, Mazraoui has just come on there for Manchester United, replacing Ahmad. Nusa Mazraoui on for Ahmad for Manchester United in the midst of that goal there from Matheus Cunha. What a game this has been. Gabriel into Eze. Where are Arsenal big game players now? They need somebody to turn up and get them something. Before they had that through Mikel Moreno. However, Matheus Cunha, when also the most vulnerable after scoring, put Manchester United back into the lead. And Cunha's closing Arsenal down here and almost giving the ball away again. This time from David Ray this time. And Manchester United closing them down. And Casemiro forces the ball back as Arsenal have got advantage. Got foul by Casemiro on Yuri Timber. Here's Eze. Eze turns away inside the centre circle. Out wide to this left hand side and Yuri Timber. Timber, good ball infield to Eze once more. Eze turns away. Brilliant bit of playing from Emirates Eze. Eze now, good ball out wide, giving the ball away. Ben White, why give the ball away? So here comes Jokeris now. Eze, Saka, Timber, backheel flick. Does he come off a Manchester United player? It does. It's a corner for Arsenal. It could be, as we're about to go into stoppage time, now or never for Arsenal, if they are to get anything out of this game. Will Arsenal get something from this game, I wonder? Declan Rice as we into 7 additional minutes at the end of this game. Declan Rice take the corner for Arsenal. There's players in there around the goalkeepers, all surrounding the goalkeepers. Could end up getting disallowed if this goes in. Cements punches it clear. There's a pull down there from Eze, and that's going to be a booking for Eberici. Eze pulls down Matheus Cunha by the neck. And why did you do that, Eze? He was just going to clear the ball and give you the ball back. You didn't need to do that, Eze, there. Eze didn't need to do that. He was just going to clear the ball away. Why, Eze? Why have you done that? First yellow card of the season for Eberici Eze. There's also players with glum looks on their faces. It's happened again. Arsenal thought they could potentially win the title, but the mid-season slump has happened. Well, it's for the free kick to be taken. Let's give you today's player of the match, sponsored by Football Live. The player of the match today goes to Manchester United goal scorer of their second goal and a cracking goal, number 13, Patrick Dorgu, with the goal for the player of the match today. Patrick Dorgu, our player of the match this afternoon. Fantastic performance from Patrick Dorgu. Really good performance. And he did absolutely fantastic. So today's player of the match goes to Patrick Dorgu as Matheus Cunha is down on the floor right now. It remains Arsenal 2, Manchester United 3. If you're tuning into us here on the commentary, Russ Vernon guiding you through the action. Wonderful game we have got here towards the end. Will Manchester United hold on to this victory, or will Arsenal have one last say in the end? As we watch this game unfold, it's Manchester United who lead here by 3 goals to 2 in this game. We'll be back. We'll keep you up to date with the latest of this game in a few moments as we watch this game unfold. Will Manchester United see how this game? Here comes Declan Rice with possession for Arsenal. What are they going to do here now? Technical issues happening. We have just lost some graphics towards the end of this game due to some technical issues. We'll try and get them back as soon as possible when we can due to some technical issues there. It remains 3-2 to Manchester United. Almost a fourth there from Bruno Fernandes, who went with a long shot there. It remains 3-2 to Manchester United here. Closing stages of this game. We'll keep you bang up to date as Arsenal look to come forward with cleared away. What a game this has been today. Will we see any last minute goals from Arsenal to level things? Here's Casemiro. A bit of players that try and come forward with possession. Now here's Saka for Arsenal. Good movement here from Bukayo Saka. Ball over the top looking for Gyökeres, who's trying to get him behind, but Senil Menz comes out and claims him well. It remains Arsenal 2, Manchester United 3 into the final 3 minutes of stoppage time. Can Arsenal get something from this game? Can they get something here? Is this cleared away? Here is Matheus Cunha. Manchester United is running away with it now. Can Manchester United get something here? Goes down Cunha. Referee says play on. Moreno. Will Arsenal have a last minute equaliser? Here, we'll keep you updated in these closing stages. Can Arsenal do it? Is it towards the penalty? Cleared away. Blocked. Crossed in deep towards the back post. Head up for the back post and will be cleared away. And there's a man down for Manchester United inside the penalty. There's 2 down. Dallow is one of them. I'm not sure who the other one is. We've played 96 minutes in this game. Technical issues towards the end of the game, which will not be causes any problems towards the end of this match. It remains Manchester United 2, Arsenal 3. Will we see a last minute equaliser for Arsenal? Will the game end up at the end? Arsenal with the last chance to now with Franklin Ellis forward. Declan Rice charging forward here. Still going Declan Rice. Cleared away. He'll come now to David Raya. Sends it long downfield. Breaks towards the penalty. Gyökeres is in. Victor Gyökeres pokes it across to them. There's a goal, but a free kick is being given to Manchester United. I mean, Arsenal are trailing by 3 goals to 2. Sorry, guys. I'm getting almost carried away there. Gyökeres playing across and he found Martinez on his way through. What a game this has been. What a match. This has been here. Manchester United may have just got the victory here and dented Arsenal's title hopes. It remains Arsenal 2, Manchester United 3, and it's all over. Manchester United claim victory. What a game of football we have witnessed. Here goes from Embuemo, Odegaard and Cunha. Give Manchester United the victory against Arsenal, despite goals from Martinez and Moreno. Fantastic game in the end. But Arsenal fall short again. Manchester City and Aston Villa win this weekend. Arsenal fall short. The Arsenal lead at the top is cut to 4 points. Full time in the Premier League is Arsenal 2, Manchester United 3. What a game we have witnessed there. What a game in the end there as we watch this game unfold. As we watch this game unfold today, should I say, it's been a fantastic game of football and a really good game in the end. And you've got to say that Manchester United have been today deserved winners in the end. Stunning goal from Matheus Cunha, with an even sublimer goal by Patrick Odegaard, which gave them the lead for the first time in this game. Well, Cunha was the match winner as we finished in the Premier League today. Arsenal 2, Manchester United 3. Before we go, and before we get the thoughts of Mike Cornerman in a moment, let's just recap the Championship score from today. Portsmouth 1, Southampton 1 is the result there in that game there. Before we bring you the Premier League scores and round out with the table what it sounds like today, we'll not be able to fetch it out on the screen, all the scores on the screen, but I will read them out to you here this afternoon due to technical issues in the end. But let's just bring you the thoughts of Mike Cornerman. And Mike, Arsenal fall to defeat. It's their third defeat of the season. 17 goals conceded now for Arsenal, 42 goals scored. Do you think this mid-season slump that Paul mentioned in the first half in the chat, in the private chat we've got, could be happening, Mike?
Oh, it's well and truly happening. If you look at the last 2 games and then today as well, with the game against Liverpool, the 0-0, the game against Forest, the 0-0, and then this defeat today as well, it's well and truly happening. They're games that we should have been winning, because obviously Liverpool were without some big players. Salah was on international duty at that time. Ekatike and Isak were out injured. And then yesterday, not yesterday, sorry, last weekend, everyone else dropped points and we dropped points because, but obviously, they all lost, but then we drew our game. And then obviously today as well, with everyone else winning. Obviously Villa won earlier against Newcastle, and then City won yesterday against Wolves as well. So, yeah, it's annoying, it's frustrating, but at the same time, you can't argue with those 2 goals. Yes, they were very poor defensively. We weren't closing them down. The 2 goals, the third one in particular from Matheus Cunha, literally, I don't know why he was allowed so much time and space on the ball to get that shot off. But yeah, it's just so frustrating when you get back on level terms as well. And if you can't win the game, don't lose the game. Just try and see it out and come away with a point, because a point is still an extra point on top. Would be 5 points clear there rather than the 4 that we are currently. But yeah, it's frustrating when you look back on it as a trio of games rather than just today.
Yes, absolutely, Mike. And you've got a question, Mike. The not so much the subs, but maybe the timing of the subs from Arsenal. Do you think if you'd have made the subs earlier with the likes of Moreno, Gyökeres, Eze and White, Arsenal, if they made 5 or so minutes earlier, could have maybe helped Arsenal? Or do you think the timing of the subs were spot on as well? As because I know you said those subs you felt were the correct ones.
Yeah, no, I don't think you can argue with Arteta in terms of the subs. Maybe Martinelli for Trossard rather than Madueke would have been what I'd have done personally. I can see why he did that, give Madueke some minutes. but I don't really think you can argue too much in terms of the, when the subs were made. They were made 2-1 at the time, and we were looking for a reaction. So, I suppose it's probably fair enough.
Yeah, I just feel though, Mike, if you made him say 5 minutes earlier than what he did, so if we just look at the timings of those subs in particular, the ones I mentioned, the 4 I mentioned rather than the later one that he did make as well. So 58 minute was the subs there, really to about the 60th minute, 60th minute and 55 minutes. Do you think that could be in terms of where it could have been won and lost, Mike, in terms of if you made him say like a few minutes earlier, there would probably have been more time.
I don't think it would have made that much difference. Whether somebody's getting 35 minutes or 30 minutes is not really that much of a big deal to me. I think that, I think the reaction was needed because obviously we were behind at that time to that wonderful strike from Patrick Dorgu, and you've got to give him all the credit in the world for that. It was a brilliant goal. And you said it was going to be goal of the month. I'd even go as far as saying contender for goal of the season myself, to be honest, for the goal itself. It was a really well worked strike, and obviously David Raya, one of the best keepers in the league, had absolutely no chance with that. So it shows the kind of form that he's in on the back of last week and recent games that he's been performing very, very well in. And obviously the third goal as well, Matheus Cunha, really nice finish, but just a bit poor in terms of closing down. Needs to be a lot better. And that's where you'd want your Declan Rices and stuff to be the ones that are closing down, I guess, when you've got others trying to push on and try and win it for themselves. With Moreno trying to get forward, they're trying to get forward. And you kind of leave Declan Rice a little bit to do a lot of defensive work on his own there, sort of to protect the back line. But yeah, I don't really feel that you could have done an awful lot differently there. I think Arteta got the lineup right, in my opinion, starting Gabi Jesus after getting a brace in the Champions League at Inter in the week. Subs, fine, no issue with the subs that he made. I just think it's one of those days, and hopefully we don't have too many more of them.
Yes, absolutely, Mike. Absolutely. Mike, if you just look at the goal from Patrick Dorgu, you say they didn't close him down well, but there was also a prayer for an handball against Dorgu. When you look back at it, for me, it looked like he was an handball, but he was like he was from Zubimendi rather than.
Yeah,
Dorgu.
It would have been really harsh to not give that one, to disallow it. I think that would have been super, super harsh. The one for Arsenal, though, with Harry Maguire, the handball, I think there's definitely potential in that, of that being given. Maybe worth looking at that one again and seeing what everyone's opinions on the matter are. Because for me, I don't know, part of me wants to say yes, it's a handball, but part of me understands why the referee's not giving it as well, and why VAR have gone with the on-field decision. So it might be worth checking out and getting another opinion on again, because at the minute I'm kind of a little bit and I'm 50-50 on that one. But yeah, the handball for Dorgu, no.
Yes, so for me,
sorry,
Mike,
I don't know what happened there, whether I'm muted halfway through or whatever when I was trying to finish off there. But yeah, no handball on Dorgu's goal for me.
Yeah, no, man, thank you very much there. As I was going to say, and we're going to go on to the handball from Maguire. For me, as I said in commentary, I felt he should have been given at the time, and I need to see it back again. But from the time for me, see given. I think the reason being why he was not given, and I think Paul made this point when we were actually watching it in the game, is that he was slipping down he was going down, so it was unavoidable to put the ball just hit him there. I think had he been at the other end, with Manchester United potentially having, say, that one, would he have been given? I don't know. But if you just look at this, just watching the winning goal again, man, you said potentially closing down a bit better. For me, Declan Rice is behind him here, as opposed to play from Fernandes into Meno here, and getting through to Cunha. Rice is behind Cunha, so Gabriel, for me, needs to come out a bit quicker from the defence as he's turned away from Declan Rice. Gabriel, instead of backing off, needs to come out to stop him from getting that strike, which winning back
Yeah,
off.
I think in that situation, obviously we just scored to level up about 2.5, 3 minutes before that, and I just think we were a bit caught out of whether we wanted to go for the win or not lose the game. And then at the end of it, we just kind of, we had some players that wanted to go and move a bit further forward and try and push on for the win, but then some players sitting back as well. And I just think it was one of those ones where we were kind of a little bit torn in terms of what we wanted to do. And if we'd have seen that game out, at 2-2, that would have been a fine result. Manchester United picking up a really good win last week against City. They obviously didn't have a game in midweek, whereas we did. We travelled as well. We had to come back from Italy. So, yeah, I think we were kind of just a bit torn on that, knowing that we, the sort of fact that we played in the week and they had a bit of extra fresh legs in them, and obviously the fact that other teams around us had won this weekend as well was a lot of pressure on us. And as I said before, hopefully it's just a slip rather than anything too major. But you've got to look at it as a trio of games: the Liverpool game, the Forest game, and today, rather than one individual out of the 3 matches. And we've got to really pick it up. Obviously, we've got Carrick or Carrick, whatever their name are, on Wednesday, which we really should win quite comfortably. They're out of the Champions League group. They're not even in league phase where they've not even won a game. They've got like 1 point or something, and we're through already. So we will rotate. We've got a few players suspended. I think as well, Brighton suspended, and I think there's 1 or 2 others banned as well for that one. They'll get the evening off, and then they'll be back, fingers crossed, ready and raring to go for when we take on your boys next weekend.
Yes, absolutely, Mike, absolutely. But to really bring you this really, it's deja vu for Michael Carrick. In his last game in interim charge for Manchester United back in 2001, 2nd of December 2001 was his last, not 2001, 2021 should I say, is in the interim charge of Manchester United. Manchester United beat Arsenal by 3-2. In his second spell in interim charge of Manchester United, and in his second game of this second spell, 25th of January 2026, finished Arsenal 2, Manchester United 3 yet again, so by the same scoreline. Then just looking at some of the stats here for you guys, which I'll just read down to you. As you can see on the screen as well, 15 shots to Arsenal, 10 for Manchester United, 4 on target for Arsenal, 3 for Manchester United, all 3 goals essentially on target there. 57% possession for Arsenal, 43 for Manchester United. XG 1.20 for Arsenal, 0.74 for Manchester United. 6 corners to Arsenal, 2 for Manchester United. 1 yellows for Arsenal, none for Manchester United, and no red cards apiece there in the
so it shows it was a competitive game, and it was played in the right way as well. It was never it never got nasty or anything like that. It was never sort of, but then again, it was still a really competitive game. So the referees and the officials had a very good handle on the game, I think, and I don't think they really got that much wrong. As I say, not too sure about the potential handball for Harry Maguire, but yeah, I don't think the referees and the officials had a bad game at all. I think that I was just looking actually at what we've got coming up in terms of fixtures for Arsenal and everything like that, and some of the games that we've lost. Obviously, we lost to Villa away from home. We lost today. We lost to Liverpool as well at the start of the season away from home. So they're big teams that we're losing against, and that's the issue, because these are the teams that if you want to be winning titles, yes, we're doing really well. We're beating the teams that are right down near the bottom of the league and everything like that, and the teams that we have fancied to be beaten and should be beaten more often than not. But these are the games where, if you want to go one step further than we did last year and the year previous, you need to be picking up at least a point.
Absolutely, Mike. Absolutely, my friend. As that is, you've got to be said. And when you look at him, Mike, you mentioned the last 3. Drop points against Liverpool, drop points against Forest, drop points again today. We've already touched upon it. But do you think there's that is a mid-season slump, as you mentioned, like it normally is, happens around this sort of time for Arsenal? But one thing I do want to ask you as well, Mike, is, do you think that by this point in the season, certain teams, like Liverpool, Forest, Man United, these are just 3 examples because these are the last 3. Do you think certain teams in the Premier League have watched how you've played previously and started to cotton on to the way Arteta plays his footballs? For me, you don't seem to vary it up. You always go 4-3-3 each week, near the same lineup as well. So they're cutting on as if to say, this is how Arsenal's going to play, this is how they play with Jesus, this is how they play with Gyökeres, so they can just focus on that and manage to get a game plan surrounding that and working Arsenal out rather than Arteta not being able to get things tactically spot on in these sorts of games. You think the opposition are looking at it and working and thinking, this is how to beat Arsenal, this is how to get their weaknesses from the games that they've played and allowing the gaps in for our players to get into, Mike. What do you reckon about that, my friend?
Oh yeah, it's definitely a factor because it's the second time we're playing all these teams anyway. We played, even if you go back to the opening game of the season against where we won 1-0, we were very fortunate and very lucky to get maximum points that day. We really weren't great, and Calafiori obviously got their goal from the corner, but everyone's finding out what we're about. They know we're about the set pieces. They know if you keep Saka quiet, you keep Gyökeres or Jesus quiet, you keep Rice quiet, you keep Odegaard quiet, then you kept Arsenal quiet. So yeah, for me it's definitely a factor.
Yes, absolutely. Mike, I just want to, obviously next game you're playing in midweek, but your next Premier League game is against Leeds. Obviously, you've seen the upturning form of Leeds, 1 defeat in 9 Premier League matches, that defeat coming against Newcastle.
Yeah, let's just say it won't be 5-0 this time, Russ, mate.
But no, what I'm going to say is, though, Mike, you've seen the upturning form of Leeds. You've seen us switch that back 3 formation.
Yeah, and it works for you, that as well.
And it works, like 3-5-2 or 3-4-3, whichever you want to play. Against Fulham, it was 3-4-3. Against certain oppositions, 3-5-2. Do you feel there'll be a bit more? Do you feel, and especially we've been in Leeds this time, Mike, the Ellen Road crowd, do you think if the Arsenal things start to go wrong for Arsenal there, the pressure of the Ellen Road crowd could get to Arteta and maybe some of the players who have not played there before, like some Moreno who's not played in Ellen Road before, some of the newer signings, like Gyökeres. Do you think the Ellen Road factor of noise could get to the players and pull them off a little bit and maybe make them feel nervous in the atmosphere around the ground, Mike? We've been at Ellen Road.
Potentially, because obviously Leeds have got a very, very good fan base and it can be hostile there at times at Ellen Road. You've got a lot to fight for in terms of your own what you're fighting for in your league season as well. You've got really good form, as you mentioned. You're not really losing many games. You've got a brilliant informed striker in Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who's scoring a lot of goals at the moment. It could potentially get like that if we don't start brightly and we don't score early, or if we're not on our game. It certainly could get like that. I was just looking at the up and coming fixtures for next weekend as well. Obviously, this weekend we were the very last team to play, so we knew what had already happened with Villa. We knew what had already happened with Manchester City as well. Whereas next weekend, I think we might even be the very first team to play. I need to check when Villa are playing. Just bear with me 1 second, because they play on the Sunday as well. So we play on the Saturday. So yes, we will be the first to play. And then obviously Villa host Brentford, and then Manchester City go to Spurs. So yeah, it's something that we need to win, and then the pressure's put on the other teams, because I think that I said it earlier in the season that in times this season when the pressure's been on us, we'd actually been performing pretty well and grinding out results like Newcastle, like Brentford, like Wolves, and a few others. So it's a good opportunity for us to put the pressure on the other teams around us, with Villa and Man City not playing till the following day.
Yes, and also, Mike, you go back to, you just mentioned about Leeds' own form as well, Mike. This season, Leeds have only lost 2 games at home all season, and those 2 defeats have come against Tottenham Hotspur 2-1, narrowly 2-1 to Tottenham, and a narrow 2-1 to Aston Villa at home. Leeds have played Chelsea there, beat Chelsea 3-1, drew with Liverpool 3-3 there, blew away Crystal Palace, who won the FA Cup last season 4-1. The also drew with Manchester United, who Arsenal lost to today at home. Leeds drew with 1 apiece. And be Fulham 1-0 last time out at Ellen Road. So with the form of Ellen Road as well, the fact only losing 2 games there and beating some of the big teams who have been in and around the top 4 last few seasons in Chelsea and Liverpool, that could be also a bit of a banana skin for Arsenal, with saying they've already beaten Chelsea, already got points against off Liverpool, both home and away. So maybe when Arteta looks at it, they'll have to try and come up with a different plan compared to try and counter what Leeds did against in those sort of games, compared to which Leeds from the beginning of the season to now a completely different side. And going to be probably, for me, in the next few matches, Mike, along with these 3, probably going to be another hard test for Arsenal.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think we've got some really difficult games coming up. Just looking at who we've got, obviously we go to Leeds next week, and then the following game after that is so obviously we've got Champions League first, then Leeds, then we've got Carabao Cup second leg against Chelsea, then we've got Sunderland, Brentford, Wigan, and Tottenham is where we finish off the month before starting March against Chelsea. So yeah, some difficult games in there. So obviously we've got, you'd hopefully fancy us to bounce back against Carrick on Wednesday. Difficult game next week, but I still think, fingers crossed, we can get a positive result. Chelsea, we're in the ascendancy already with an advantage. Sunderland, we dropped points at their place early in the season already. Brentford, we were lucky to get a win against them. Wigan in the FA Cup, probably should win that with pretty comfortably, or pretty much with quite a lot of ease. Spurs, we did beat them with ease earlier in the season, but they're going to really be up for it because it's North London derby, and they'll really want to try and get some revenge on the previous game, the 4-1 when they got his hat-trick. And then Chelsea as well, we all knew and sort of saw the spice that was in that Chelsea game at Stamford Bridge before, so that should be a tasty encounter as well. So yeah, I think it's, as I said before, hopefully just going to be a little bit of a blip in the road, but yeah, it is concerning when you drop in a grand total of 3, 5, about 7 points from the last 3 games. Yeah.
Absolutely, mate. Thank you very much for your input today. Just before we do go, then let's take a look then, just as we round up, let's take a quick look then at the weekend's results in the Premier League, and we can tell you the scores as followed. West Ham United 3, Sunderland 1, Burnley 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2, Fulham 2, Brighton 1, Manchester City 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, AFC Bournemouth 3, Liverpool 2. This afternoon, Brentford 0, Nottingham Forest 2, Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 3, Newcastle United 0, Aston Villa 2, and as you've heard, Arsenal 2, Manchester United 3, and Monday Night Football in the Premier League is Everton against Leeds United. Now, Taylor, let's take a look at the Premier League table. Starting off with the top half of the table, then Arsenal remain top on 50 points. Manchester City and Aston Villa, as I mentioned, 4 points behind them. Now Manchester United up into 4th now following that victory over Arsenal on 38 points, point clear of Chelsea, 2 clear of Liverpool as well. Fulham into 7th after their result of the weekend and up to on 34 points. Brentford in 8th, dropping down to 8th. Newcastle in 9th. Sunderland in 10th. Let's take a look then at the bottom half of the table. And the bottom half of the table is where most things are very, very interesting coming towards the end of the season then. As we look at the table at the bottom end, Wolves remain bottom on 8 points. Burnley in 19th on 15 points after their 2-2 draw against Spurs, who are sitting in 14th place respectively. Nottingham Forest level on points with Leeds United now in 17th, 5 clear of the drop zone. Leeds with a game in hand, they take on 11th place Everton in Monday Night Football. Tottenham Hotspur, as I mentioned, in 14th. Crystal Palace in 15th. And Leeds can go level on points with them if they beat Everton on Monday Night Football. And level on points with Tottenham as well. Potentially climb above both of them, depending on goal difference. Maybe up to 15th, maybe even 14th, depending on how much Leeds win by if they do get the victory. Bournemouth up to 13th after their victory this weekend. And Brighton in 12th. And as I mentioned, Everton in 11th place there in the Premier League table. Right, that's all we've got time for this afternoon here on the channel. Before we go, just to tell you, next weekend we have got Premier League action on Saturday afternoon. Kick off at 3 o'clock. It's Leeds United against Arsenal at Ellen Road. On air from around about 2:50 with our game. Join Paul James for coverage of Leeds United against Arsenal from Ellen Road. You do not want to miss that game. Big game at both ends of the table. Also going for the title race. Leeds going for survival in the Premier League. So, without further ado, thank you very much to our listeners for the game today. Thank you to Matt for his input. Thank you to our listeners as well. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage of this game today. Now a defeat for Arsenal, but 2 cracking goals, especially the second was a pick of the bunch as Manchester United beat Arsenal by 3-2 at the Emirates Stadium on this sublime Sunday. For myself, Russ Vernon, and the rest of the team here, thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you again soon. Goodbye for now.